remember the crunch of gravel under your feet, the sun warm on your shoulders, walking to the mailbox without a second thought. Now maybe you grip the handrail a little tighter or pause before rising from your favorite chair. Today I'll show you 3 simple exercises that can bring back the power, stability, and confidence in your legs. No gym, no equipment. Here's the truth. After 50, we lose up to 15% of our leg strength each decade without intervention. But weak legs aren't a life sentence. They're a wake-up call. Stay with me through all 3, because each one rebuilds the strength that keeps you moving through life with dignity and independence. Exercise 1, the supported calf raise. Picture this. You're walking through the grocery store and you see something on a high shelf that you need. Without thinking, you rise up onto your toes to reach it, confident, balanced, graceful. This simple movement represents so much more than just reaching for an item. It's about maintaining the kind of effortless mobility that makes you feel capable in your own body. Your calf muscles are often called your second heart because they help pump blood back up from your feet to your heart. When these muscles are weak, you don't just lose the ability to rise onto your toes. You lose circulation, balance, and that spring in your step that makes walking feel natural and energizing. The supported calf raise isn't just about stronger calves. It's about reclaiming that feeling of lightness when you walk, that sense of having a reliable foundation beneath you, that confidence to navigate uneven sidewalks and steps without fear. Research from the Journal of Gerontology reveals something fascinating about calf muscles. They lose strength faster than almost any other muscle group as we age, sometimes declining by up to 20% per decade after age 60. This rapid decline explains why so many people notice changes in their walking pattern and balance. But here's the encouraging part. The same research shows that calf muscles also respond to exercise more quickly than most other muscles. Within just 4 to 6 weeks of targeted training, participants in the study showed significant improvements in both muscle strength and walking speed. Your calf muscles are made up of 2 main parts: the larger gastrocnemius muscle that you can see on the back of your leg, and the deeper soleus muscle that works constantly to keep you upright. The supported calf raise works both of these muscles simultaneously, making it incredibly efficient for rebuilding lower leg strength. Strong calves also play a crucial role in balance. They're constantly making tiny adjustments to keep you stable when you're standing or walking. When they're weak, your body compensates by relying more heavily on other muscles, which can lead to fatigue and increased fall risk. Step-by-step guide. Stand facing a sturdy wall or counter, close enough that you can place your hands flat against it for support. Your arms should be slightly bent, not locked straight. Think of the wall as a gentle partner in this exercise, not something you're leaning heavily against. Position your feet hip-width apart, about 12 inches from the wall. This distance gives you stability while still allowing your calf muscles to do the work. Your feet should be pointing straight ahead, parallel to each other. Now, keeping your legs straight but not locked, slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet. Imagine you're trying to make yourself as tall as possible, reaching the top of your head toward the ceiling. This visualization helps ensure you're getting the full range of motion. Hold this raised position for 2 full seconds. This isn't just about getting up on your toes, it's about controlling that position, which builds both strength and balance. Count 1001, 1002 to make sure you're holding long enough. Lower yourself back down with the same controlled speed you used to rise up. Don't let gravity do the work. Your calf muscles should be controlling the descent all the way back to the starting position. As you rise up onto your toes, breathe out slowly and steadily through your mouth. This exhalation helps engage your core muscles and provide stability for the movement. As you hold the top position, continue breathing normally. Don't hold your breath. Some people tend to tense up and stop breathing when they're concentrating, but steady breathing actually improves your performance and keeps you relaxed. As you lower back down, breathe in gently through your nose. This helps you maintain control during the lowering phase and prepares you for the next repetition. Modifications. Beginner level. If rising up onto your toes feels too challenging initially, try doing the movement with one foot at a time. Place most of your weight on one leg and use that leg's calf muscle to lift you up, while the other foot provides just a bit of assistance and stability. You can also start by rising up only part way. Even lifting your heels just an inch or two off the ground is beneficial and will build strength for the full movement. Intermediate level. Once the basic movement becomes comfortable, try holding the raised position for longer periods. Work up to 5 or even 10 seconds. This builds what we call isometric strength, which is crucial for balance and stability. You can also try doing the movement more slowly. Take 3 seconds to rise up, hold for 2 seconds, then take 3 seconds to lower back down. This increased time under tension makes your muscles work harder and builds more strength. Advanced level. When you're feeling strong and confident, try doing the exercise on one foot at a time. Hold the wall lightly for balance, but let one leg do all the work. This is an excellent progression that really challenges your calf muscles and balance systems. Another advanced option is to do the exercise on a step, allowing your heels to drop below the level of your toes before rising up. This increases the range of motion and makes the exercise more challenging, but only attempt this once you've mastered the basic version. Mistakes to avoid. The most common mistake is bouncing or using momentum instead of controlled muscle movement. This should be a smooth, deliberate action powered entirely by your calf muscles, not a quick bounce up and down. Don't lean too heavily on the wall. Your hands should be there for light support and balance, but your calf muscles should be doing the work. If you find yourself pushing hard against the wall, step back a few inches to reduce your reliance on it. Avoid rolling your ankles inward or outward during the movement. Your weight should be evenly distributed across the balls of your feet, and your ankles should stay in a neutral position throughout the entire exercise. Exercise 2. The standing marching in place. Think about the last time you climbed a flight of stairs. Did you feel strong and confident, taking the steps at whatever pace felt comfortable? Or did you find yourself gripping the handrail, perhaps taking the steps one at a time, feeling grateful when you reached the top? The standing march rebuilds the hip flexor muscles, the ones responsible for lifting your legs up with each step you take. These muscles are crucial not just for stair climbing, but for navigating curbs, stepping over obstacles, and maintaining that natural, comfortable walking rhythm that makes you feel graceful and confident. When these muscles are weak, every step becomes more effort than it should be. You might find yourself shuffling instead of lifting your feet clearly off the ground. You might hesitate before stepping up onto a curb or over a threshold. The standing march gives you back that effortless leg lift that makes walking feel natural again. Research from the American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation shows that hip flexor weakness is one of the most common contributors to gait problems in older adults. These muscles, located at the front of your hips, are responsible for lifting your thighs up towards your chest with each step. The study found that adults over 65 with weak hip flexors were 3 times more likely to experience falls and twice as likely to develop what researchers call shuffling gait, a walking pattern where the feet barely clear the ground. But here's what gives me tremendous hope for you. The same research demonstrated that simple hip flexor strengthening exercises performed just 3 times per week improved walking speed, step height, and overall confidence in walking within just 6 weeks. Your hip flexors work in coordination with your core muscles to provide stability and power for every step. When they're strong, walking feels effortless. When they're weak, your whole body has to compensate, leading to fatigue and increased fall risk. The standing march specifically targets these hip flexors while also challenging your balance and coordination, making it a comprehensive exercise for better mobility. Step-by-step guide. Stand tall behind a sturdy chair, placing your hands lightly on the back of the chair for balance support. The chair should be positioned so you're not leaning on it heavily. It's there for security, not to hold you up. Begin with your feet hip-width apart and your weight evenly distributed between both feet. Take a moment to find your balance and engage your core muscles by gently drawing your belly button toward your spine. Slowly lift your right knee up toward your chest, aiming to bring your thigh parallel to the floor if possible. Don't worry if you can't get it that high initially. Lift it as high as feels comfortable and controlled. Think about leading the movement with your knee, not your foot. Hold this lifted position for 2 seconds, focusing on maintaining your balance and keeping your standing leg strong and stable. This hold is crucial. It builds strength in the lifted leg and stability in the standing leg simultaneously. Lower your right foot back to the starting position with control, then immediately repeat the same movement with your left leg. This alternating pattern mimics the natural walking motion and helps improve coordination. Continue alternating legs as if you're marching slowly in place, but with intention and control rather than just going through the motions. As you lift your knee up, exhale gently through your mouth. This helps engage your core muscles and provide stability for the movement. Think of your breath as helping to lift your leg up. During the hold phase, breathe normally and steadily. Don't hold your breath. This can cause you to tense up and lose your balance. As you lower your leg back down, inhale slowly through your nose. This helps prepare you for the next lift and keeps your breathing rhythm steady throughout the exercise. Modifications. Beginner level. If lifting your knee feels too challenging or throws off your balance, start by just lifting your toes off the ground while keeping your heel down. This still engages the hip flexor muscles, but requires less strength and balance. You can also hold on to the chair more firmly, or even position yourself in a corner where you can lightly touch a wall with one hand for additional stability. Intermediate level. Once the basic movement feels comfortable, try lifting your knees higher. Aim for getting your thigh parallel to the floor or as close as you can manage. You can also increase the hold time to 3 or 4 seconds. Another intermediate progression is to reduce your reliance on the chair. Try using just one finger touching the chair for balance, gradually working toward needing less and less support. Advanced level. When you're feeling strong and stable, try doing the marching movement without holding on to anything at all. Start near the chair so you can grab it if needed, but challenge yourself to maintain balance independently. You can also add a small forward step with each march. Lift your knee, step forward slightly when you put your foot down, then lift the other knee and step forward with that foot. This creates a slow, controlled walking motion that's excellent for building functional strength. Mistakes to avoid. Don't rush the movement or turn it into a quick march. This exercise is about control and strength, not speed. Each lift should be deliberate and held briefly before lowering. Avoid leaning heavily on the chair or using your arms to help lift your legs. The chair is there for balance support only. Your hip muscles should be doing the work of lifting your legs. Don't let your standing leg collapse or your hip drop to one side when you lift the other leg. Focus on keeping your pelvis level and your standing leg strong throughout the movement. Exercise 3. The wall sit. Imagine being able to stand comfortably during your grandchild's entire school play or waiting in line at the bank without shifting from foot to foot, searching for relief. Picture yourself gardening for an hour without your legs feeling shaky, or standing at the kitchen counter preparing a family meal without needing to find somewhere to sit. The wall sit builds the deep, enduring strength in your quadriceps and glutes, the muscles that support you whenever you're upright. This isn't about explosive power. It's about the steady, reliable strength that lets you stand with confidence for as long as you need to. When these muscles are strong, standing doesn't feel like work. You can focus on enjoying conversations, activities, and experiences instead of constantly thinking about when you can sit down next. The wall sit gives you back that freedom to be present in standing moments without physical discomfort. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research examined what they called postural endurance, the ability to maintain standing positions comfortably for extended periods. They found that adults over 60 with poor postural endurance were significantly more likely to limit their social activities and report decreased quality of life. The researchers discovered that the wall sit exercise was particularly effective because it trains muscles to work in the exact positions they need to hold during real-life standing activities. Unlike some exercises that build strength through movement, the wall sit builds isometric strength, the ability to hold positions steady. Participants who performed wall sits 3 times per week for 8 weeks showed remarkable improvements. Not only could they stand for longer periods without discomfort, but they also reported feeling more confident in social situations that required standing, and they were more likely to engage in activities they had been avoiding. Your quadriceps muscles, the large muscles on the front of your thighs, are among the most important for maintaining independence as you age. They're the primary muscles used for getting up from chairs, climbing stairs, and maintaining stability while standing. The wall sit targets these muscles specifically while also engaging your glutes and core for comprehensive lower body strengthening. Step-by-step guide. Find a smooth, sturdy wall and stand with your back against it. Your feet should be about 18 to 24 inches away from the wall, far enough that when you slide down, your knees will form about a 90-degree angle. Place your feet hip-width apart and parallel to each other. Your weight should be evenly distributed between both feet, and your feet should be pointing straight ahead. Slowly slide your back down the wall until your thighs are as close to parallel with the floor as you can comfortably manage. Don't worry if you can't get to a full 90-degree angle initially. Work within your comfort range and gradually progress over time. Press your entire back firmly against the wall, from your shoulders to your lower back. This helps distribute the load and prevents your lower back from arching, which could cause discomfort. Keep your knees aligned over your ankles. They shouldn't cave inward or bow outward. Imagine you're sitting in an invisible chair that's perfectly sized for your body. Hold this position for as long as you can maintain good form. Start with just 10 to 15 seconds if that's what feels manageable, and gradually work up to longer holds over time. Breathe normally throughout the hold. This is crucial. Many people tend to hold their breath during challenging exercises, but steady breathing actually helps you maintain the position longer and keeps your muscles more relaxed. Take slow, controlled breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Focus on keeping your breathing steady and calm, even as your leg muscles start to work harder. If you find yourself breathing rapidly or holding your breath, it's probably time to come up from the wall and rest. The goal is to challenge your muscles while staying in control of your breathing and form. Modifications. Beginner level. If the wall sit feels too challenging, don't slide down as far. Even holding a position where your knees are only slightly bent is beneficial and will build strength for deeper positions. You can also start with very short holds. Even 5 to 10 seconds is a good beginning. Focus on perfect form rather than duration. Place a small pillow or towel between your lower back and the wall for extra comfort if the wall feels too hard against your back. Intermediate level. As you get stronger, work toward holding the position for 30 to 60 seconds. You can also try to slide down a little deeper, getting closer to that 90-degree angle at your knees. Another intermediate progression is to focus on the quality of the position. Make sure your thighs are truly parallel to each other, your knees are tracking straight, and your back is fully supported against the wall. Advanced level. When you can comfortably hold a wall sit for 60 seconds, try lifting one foot slightly off the ground for part of the hold. This forces the supporting leg to work harder and challenges your balance. You can also try doing wall sits with your eyes closed, safely and for shorter periods, to challenge your proprioception and balance systems even more. Mistakes to avoid. Don't let your knees cave inward toward each other. This puts stress on your knee joints and doesn't work the intended muscles effectively. Keep your knees pointing in the same direction as your toes throughout the entire hold. Avoid bouncing or moving up and down during the hold. The goal is to maintain a steady position. Any movement reduces the effectiveness of the exercise and can increase the risk of losing your form. Don't ignore your body's signals. If you feel sharp pain, as opposed to muscle fatigue, or if you can't maintain proper breathing, it's time to come up from the wall and rest. Understanding leg weakness in seniors. Before we dive into building your routine, let me help you understand what's really happening when legs feel weak and why these 3 exercises are so specifically effective. The physiology of leg weakness. Leg weakness as we age isn't just about muscle mass, though that's certainly part of it. It's a complex interaction between several systems in your body that all work together to keep you mobile and stable. First, there's sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. After age 30, we begin losing muscle mass at a rate of 3 to 8% per decade, and this loss accelerates after age 60. Your leg muscles, particularly your quadriceps and hip flexors, are among the most affected. But there's also what researchers call dynapenia, the loss of muscle power and speed. You might have noticed that your legs don't just feel weaker, they also feel slower to respond when you need them. This is because the fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are responsible for quick, powerful movements, decline faster than slow-twitch fibers as we age. The balance connection. Your legs don't work in isolation. They're part of a complex balance system that includes your inner ear, your vision, and tiny sensors in your muscles and joints called proprioceptors. When your leg muscles are weak, this entire system becomes less reliable. Strong leg muscles provide what researchers call corrective responses. They can quickly adjust to keep you stable when you encounter an unexpected surface or lose your balance slightly. Weak legs can't provide these quick corrections, which is why leg weakness is so closely linked to fall risk. The confidence spiral. Here's something that many healthcare providers don't talk about enough. Leg weakness often creates a psychological component that can be just as limiting as the physical weakness itself. When you start to feel unsteady on your legs, it's natural to become more cautious. You might start avoiding activities that challenge your balance or require significant leg strength. But this protective behavior, while understandable, actually accelerates the weakening process. The less you challenge your legs, the weaker they become. The weaker they become, the less confident you feel. It's a downward spiral that can happen gradually, almost without your noticing, until one day you realize you've been limiting your activities far more than necessary. Why these 3 exercises work. The supported calf raise, standing march, and wall sit aren't random exercises. They're specifically chosen to address the 3 most critical aspects of leg strength for daily living. The calf raise targets your lower leg muscles and improves the power phase of walking, that moment when you push off from each step. Strong calves also improve circulation and help maintain the spring in your step that makes walking feel energetic rather than laborious. The standing march focuses on your hip flexors and the coordination between your legs and core. These muscles are crucial for lifting your legs high enough to navigate stairs, curbs, and obstacles safely. The wall sit builds the endurance strength in your quadriceps and glutes, the muscles that support you whenever you're upright. This exercise specifically trains your muscles to work in the positions they need to hold during real-life activities. Together, these 3 exercises address strength, power, endurance, balance, and coordination, all the components your legs need to serve you reliably in daily life. Creating your leg strengthening routine. Now that you understand each exercise individually, let's talk about how to combine them into a routine that fits naturally into your life and produces real results. Starting your routine. Begin with 3 days per week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday work well because they provide adequate rest between sessions. Your muscles actually get stronger during the recovery periods between workouts, so rest days are just as important as exercise days. For your first week, focus entirely on learning the movements and finding the right level of challenge for your current strength. Don't worry about doing lots of repetitions or holding positions for long periods. Focus on perfect form and finding your comfortable starting point. Start with 1 set of each exercise. Supported calf raises, 8 to 12 repetitions. Standing march, 8 to 12 repetitions per leg, 16 to 24 total. Wall sit, hold for 10 to 30 seconds. Rest for 30 to 60 seconds between exercises. This isn't a race. Take the time you need to feel ready for the next movement. Week-by-week progression. Weeks 1 to 2. Foundation building. Your primary goal is consistency and form mastery. Do 1 set of each exercise, focusing on controlled movements and proper breathing. If you can only do a few repetitions or hold the wall sit for a short time, that's perfectly fine. You're building the foundation for future strength. Weeks 3 to 4. Adding volume. If the exercises are feeling more comfortable, try adding a second set. Rest for 1 to 2 minutes between sets, and don't feel pressured to match the number of repetitions from your first set. It's normal for your muscles to fatigue as you continue. Weeks 5 to 6. Increasing challenge. This is when you might start trying some of the intermediate modifications. Maybe you hold the calf raise position for an extra second, or try marching with less support from the chair, or hold the wall sit for a few seconds longer. Weeks 7 to 8. Refining and advancing. By this point, you should be noticing real improvements in how the exercises feel and how your legs feel during daily activities. This is a good time to assess whether you're ready for any of the advanced progressions. Timing your workouts. Many people find success by linking their leg exercises to something they already do regularly. Here are some strategies that work well. Morning routine. Some people like to do their exercises first thing in the morning, perhaps right after their morning coffee. This gets the workout done before the day's activities can interfere, and many people find that the exercises actually energize them for the day ahead. TV time. Others prefer to do their exercises during a favorite TV show. The wall sit, in particular, is perfect for this. You can hold the position during commercial breaks or even while watching your program. Pre-dinner. Some find that exercising before dinner works well because it doesn't interfere with digestion, and the sense of accomplishment from completing the workout makes dinner more enjoyable. The key is finding a time that works consistently for your schedule and sticking with it. Your muscles respond best to regular, predictable challenges. Listening to your body. Your energy and strength will naturally fluctuate from day to day. Some days you'll feel strong and capable, while other days you might feel tired or stiff. This is completely normal, and learning to adjust your workout accordingly is an important skill. On high-energy days, you might do an extra set or try a slightly more challenging variation. On lower-energy days, stick with the basic versions and focus on perfect form rather than pushing for more repetitions or longer holds. If you feel pain, sharp, sudden discomfort that's different from normal muscle fatigue, stop the exercise immediately. Muscle fatigue feels like your muscles are working hard and getting tired. Pain feels like something might be getting injured. The science behind leg strength and longevity. Understanding the research behind leg strength can provide additional motivation for maintaining your exercise routine, especially on days when motivation might be lacking. The longevity connection. A landmark study published in the British Medical Journal followed over 5,000 adults aged 65 and older for 13 years. The researchers measured leg strength at the beginning of the study and then tracked health outcomes over more than a decade. The results were remarkable. Those with the strongest legs at the start of the study were 40% less likely to develop cognitive decline, 35% less likely to be hospitalized for any reason, and 25% less likely to experience what researchers call activities of daily living limitations. But perhaps most importantly, those with strong legs maintained their independence significantly longer. They continued driving, living in their own homes, and managing their personal care without assistance for years longer than those with weaker legs. The brain-leg connection. Recent neuroscience research has revealed a fascinating connection between leg strength and brain health. When you walk, climb stairs, or perform leg-strengthening exercises, your leg muscles send signals to your brain that actually promote the production of new brain cells. A study published in Frontiers in Neuroscience found that people who couldn't use their legs normally for just 12 weeks showed measurable decreases in neural stem cells, the cells responsible for creating new brain tissue. The researchers concluded that leg movement is actually crucial for brain health. This means that when you do your calf raises, standing marches, and wall sits, you're not just strengthening your legs. You're also supporting your cognitive function and potentially reducing your risk of dementia and other age-related brain changes. The metabolic benefits. Strong leg muscles are metabolically active tissue, meaning they burn calories even when you're not actively using them. The more muscle mass you maintain in your legs, the higher your resting metabolic rate. Research from the University of Alabama shows that adults who maintained their leg strength as they aged had better blood sugar control, lower rates of type 2 diabetes, and healthier cardiovascular profiles compared to those who lost significant leg strength. Your leg muscles are also your body's largest muscle group. When you strengthen them, you're having a systemic effect on your entire metabolism, hormone production, and overall health. The fall prevention evidence. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65, and the vast majority of falls are related to leg weakness and balance problems. But here's the encouraging news. Fall risk is largely preventable through targeted exercise. A comprehensive analysis published in the Cochrane Database of Systematic Reviews examined 108 different studies on fall prevention. The researchers found that exercises targeting leg strength and balance, like the three we've been discussing, reduced fall risk by an average of 24%. Even more encouraging, the exercises didn't need to be complex or require expensive equipment to be effective. Simple, consistent leg strengthening performed at home was just as beneficial as expensive gym programs or physical therapy interventions. Nutrition for stronger legs. While exercise is the most important factor in building and maintaining leg strength, what you eat plays a supporting role that can either enhance or undermine your efforts. Protein for muscle building. Your leg muscles are constantly breaking down and rebuilding themselves. This process is called protein synthesis. To support this rebuilding, your body needs adequate protein, and research shows that adults over 50 need more protein per pound of body weight than younger adults. The general recommendation is about 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. For a 150-pound person, that's roughly 68 to 82 grams of protein per day. Good sources include lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy products, beans, nuts, and seeds. You don't need expensive protein powders or supplements. Whole food sources are generally more beneficial and better absorbed by your body. Timing your protein. Research suggests that spreading your protein intake throughout the day is more effective than having most of it at one meal. Try to include 20 to 30 grams of protein at each main meal. Some studies also suggest that having a small amount of protein within 30 minutes after your leg strengthening workout can help with muscle recovery and growth, though this isn't essential if it doesn't fit your schedule. Other key nutrients. Vitamin D, essential for muscle function and bone health. Many adults over 50 are deficient in vitamin D, which can contribute to muscle weakness. Good sources include fatty fish, fortified dairy products, and safe sun exposure. Calcium, important for muscle contraction and bone health. Dairy products, leafy greens, and calcium-fortified foods are good sources. Magnesium plays a role in muscle function and energy production, found in nuts, seeds, whole grains, and leafy vegetables. Omega-3 fatty acids may help reduce inflammation and support muscle recovery, found in fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. Hydration matters. Dehydration can significantly impact muscle function and increase fatigue. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable, making it easy to become mildly dehydrated without realizing it. Aim for about 8 glasses of water per day, more if you're active or live in a hot climate. If plain water feels boring, try herbal teas, water with lemon, or other unsweetened beverages. Adapting exercises for common conditions. Real life isn't perfect, and neither are our bodies. Let me address how to modify these leg exercises if you're dealing with conditions that are common among adults over 50. Knee problems. If you have knee pain or arthritis, you might worry that leg exercises will make it worse. Actually, appropriate exercise often helps by strengthening the muscles that support your knee joint. For the calf raise. This exercise is generally knee-friendly since your knees stay straight throughout. If you feel any knee discomfort, make sure you're not locking your knees. Keep them straight but soft. For the standing march. If lifting your knee causes discomfort, try a smaller range of motion. Even lifting your foot just a few inches off the ground is beneficial. You can also try marching while seated in a chair. For the wall sit, this can be challenging if you have knee problems. Start with a very shallow squat. Slide down only a few inches from standing. As long as the position doesn't cause pain, it's likely beneficial. Hip issues. Hip problems can make certain movements uncomfortable, but gentle, controlled exercises often help maintain hip mobility and reduce stiffness. For the calf raise. This exercise is usually fine for people with hip issues since the hips don't move significantly during the movement. For the standing march, if lifting your knee causes hip discomfort, try doing the exercise while seated. Sit tall in a chair and lift your knees alternately. You'll still work your hip flexors without putting weight through the hip joint. For the wall sit, hip issues might make the wall sit uncomfortable. Try standing with your back against the wall, but only sliding down a few inches, or skip this exercise entirely if it causes hip pain. Balance concerns. If you have balance issues, safety modifications are essential, but don't let balance concerns prevent you from exercising. These exercises can actually improve your balance over time. For all exercises, consider having someone nearby when you first start, at least until you're confident with the movements. Make sure you're exercising in a safe space with nothing to trip over. Use more support. For the calf raise and standing march, don't hesitate to hold on to something more substantial than a wall or chair back if you need it. The goal is to challenge your leg muscles while staying safe. Start conservatively. Begin with shorter holds and fewer repetitions than you think you can do. It's better to build confidence with easier versions than to attempt too much and feel unsteady. Previous injuries. If you've had previous leg injuries, surgeries, or fractures, it's wise to discuss these exercises with your healthcare provider before starting. However, in most cases, gentle leg strengthening is beneficial for recovery and preventing future problems. Start very conservatively and pay close attention to how your body responds. Some mild muscle soreness the day after exercise is normal, but sharp pain or significant swelling is not. Building confidence through movement. One of the most important but often overlooked benefits of leg strengthening is the confidence it builds. Let me share some strategies for maximizing this psychological benefit. Starting small and celebrating progress. Every time you complete your leg exercises, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of taking care of your own health. This might seem like a small thing, but these small victories accumulate into genuine confidence over time. Keep a simple log of your exercises, just a note that you did them. After a few weeks, you'll have visible proof of your consistency, which can be incredibly motivating. Notice and celebrate improvements, even small ones. Maybe the calf raises felt easier this week, or you held the wall sit for 5 seconds longer, or you were able to march with less support from the chair. These are real improvements worth acknowledging. Functional improvements. Pay attention to how your legs feel during daily activities. After a few weeks of consistent exercise, you might notice getting up from chairs feels easier. Climbing stairs requires less effort. You feel more stable when walking on uneven surfaces. You can stand for longer periods without discomfort. Your legs feel less tired at the end of the day. These functional improvements are often more meaningful than any changes you might see in a mirror, and they're usually the first signs that your exercises are working. The ripple effect. As your legs get stronger and you feel more confident in your mobility, you might find yourself willing to try activities you've been avoiding. Maybe you'll feel comfortable taking that walking tour you've been considering, or joining friends for an outing that involves more walking than usual. This increased activity creates a positive cycle. The more you use your legs, the stronger they get. The stronger they get, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the more active you become. Social benefits. Strong, reliable legs often translate into increased social engagement. When you're not worried about your mobility, you're more likely to accept invitations, attend events, and participate in activities with friends and family. I've heard from countless viewers who tell me that after strengthening their legs, they felt comfortable joining walking groups, taking dance classes, or simply being more active during family gatherings. The physical strength translates directly into social confidence. Troubleshooting common challenges. Let me address some of the obstacles and concerns that people often face when starting a leg strengthening routine. I'm too weak to start. This is probably the most common concern I hear, and I understand it completely. If your legs already feel weak, the idea of exercising them can seem overwhelming or even impossible. But here's the truth. There's no such thing as being too weak to start taking care of yourself. These exercises are designed to meet you exactly where you are right now. If you can only do 1 or 2 calf raises, that's your starting point. If you can only lift your foot an inch off the ground during the march, that's perfect. If you can only hold a wall sit for 5 seconds, that's exactly where you should begin. The goal isn't to impress anyone or meet some external standard. It's to begin the process of rebuilding your strength from wherever you are right now. I don't see results fast enough. In our instant gratification world, it can be frustrating when changes don't happen immediately. But your body is making adaptations from the very first exercise session. Many of them just aren't visible yet. Neural improvements happen within days or weeks. You might notice that the exercises feel more coordinated, or your balance feels more stable, or you feel more confident performing the movements. These are real improvements, even if they don't show up on a scale or in a mirror. Strength gains typically become noticeable within 4 to 6 weeks of consistent exercise. Functional improvements, like finding it easier to get up from chairs or climb stairs, often happen even sooner. Remember, you're not just building muscle, you're rebuilding the communication pathways between your brain and your legs, improving your balance systems, and increasing your confidence. All of these changes are valuable, even if they're not immediately visible. I'm afraid of making my legs more sore. Some muscle soreness the day after exercise is normal and actually a sign that your muscles are adapting and getting stronger. This is different from pain, which is sharp and feels like something might be injured. Normal post-exercise soreness feels like a dull ache in the muscles you worked. It usually peaks about 24 to 48 hours after exercise and then gradually fades. Light movement often helps reduce this soreness. If you're experiencing this normal soreness, it's generally safe to continue with your exercise routine, perhaps at a slightly reduced intensity, until the soreness passes. However, if you experience sharp pain during exercise, or if soreness is severe or lasts more than 3 to 4 days, it's worth consulting with a healthcare provider. My legs feel different from each other. It's completely normal for one leg to feel stronger or more coordinated than the other. Most people have a dominant side, and it's common for there to be slight strength differences between legs. If you notice that one leg is significantly weaker, start your exercises with that leg and match the number of repetitions with your stronger leg. Over time, this often helps balance out the strength differences. However, if you notice a sudden change in strength or function in one leg, or if the difference seems dramatic, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. I don't have time. These exercises take 10 to 15 minutes, 3 times per week. That's less time than most people spend checking social media or waiting for their coffee to brew. But more importantly, think about the time these exercises might save you in the long run. Every day you invest in maintaining your leg strength is potentially preventing days spent recovering from falls, dealing with mobility issues, or requiring assistance with daily activities. Consider breaking up the exercises if time is tight. You could do your calf raises in the morning, the standing march at lunch, and the wall sit in the evening. While doing them together is ideal, some exercise is always better than no exercise. Seasonal considerations for leg strengthening. Your leg strengthening routine doesn't have to look exactly the same year-round. Different seasons present different challenges and opportunities. Winter safety and motivation. Winter can be particularly challenging for maintaining exercise routines, especially when icy sidewalks and cold weather make outdoor activity less appealing. This makes your indoor leg strengthening routine even more important. During winter months, your legs might feel stiffer, especially first thing in the morning. Consider doing a gentle warm-up before your exercises, maybe marching in place for 30 seconds or doing some gentle leg swings. If seasonal depression affects you, maintaining your exercise routine becomes even more crucial. The combination of physical activity and the sense of accomplishment from sticking to your routine can be a powerful mood booster during dark winter months. Spring renewal. Spring is an excellent time to reassess your routine and set new goals. Maybe you've been doing the basic versions of these exercises all winter, and spring feels like the right time to try some of the intermediate progressions. As the weather gets warmer and days get longer, you might find you have more energy for exercise. This is a great time to add an extra set or increase your hold times slightly. Summer adjustments. Hot weather can make exercise more challenging, so timing becomes important during summer months. Consider doing your leg exercises earlier in the morning or later in the evening when temperatures are cooler. Stay hydrated, especially if you're doing your exercises in a warm room. Keep a water bottle nearby and take sips between exercises. If you travel during summer months, these exercises are perfect because they don't require any equipment. Practice doing them in different locations so you're comfortable maintaining your routine wherever you are. Fall preparation. As days get shorter and weather becomes less predictable, fall is an excellent time to establish your indoor exercise routine for the coming winter months. This is also a good time to make sure your exercise space is well lit and comfortable. Consider investing in a small space heater if your exercise area gets cold, or setting up near a sunny window to take advantage of natural light. Advanced strategies for long-term success. Once you've established a consistent routine with these 3 exercises, there are several strategies you can use to continue progressing and stay motivated for the long term. Progressive overload. The principle of progressive overload means gradually increasing the challenge of your exercises over time. This doesn't necessarily mean doing more repetitions. There are several ways to make the exercises more challenging. Increase time under tension. Perform the exercises more slowly, taking 3 seconds to lift and 3 seconds to lower during the calf raise, or holding positions longer during the wall sit. Improve range of motion. Gradually work toward lifting your knees higher during the standing march, or sliding deeper into the wall sit position. Add complexity. Try single leg variations, or combine exercises like doing calf raises while in the wall sit position. Increase frequency. If you've been doing the exercises 3 times per week consistently for several months, you might add a 4th day. Tracking your progress. Keep a simple exercise log that includes date and time of exercise, which exercises you did, number of repetitions or hold times, how the exercises felt, easy, moderate, challenging. Any notes about daily activities that felt easier. Over time, this log becomes a powerful motivator, as you can see your clear progress documented in black and white. Setting new goals. Every 6 to 8 weeks, assess your progress and set new, specific goals. Instead of vague goals like get stronger, try specific ones like hold the wall, sit for 45 seconds. Do calf raises without holding on to anything. March with my knee reaching hip height. Complete 2 full sets of all exercises. Building exercise habits. Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. Once your leg exercises become habitual, they'll require much less mental energy and willpower to maintain. Link your exercises to existing habits. Maybe you always do them right after your morning coffee or before you watch the evening news. This habit stacking makes the new behavior more likely to stick. The broader impact of leg strength. As you continue with these exercises, you'll likely notice that the benefits extend far beyond just stronger legs. Improved posture. Strong leg muscles, particularly your glutes and core, are fundamental to good posture. As these muscles strengthen, you might notice that you naturally stand taller and straighter without having to think about it. Better posture doesn't just look good, it can reduce back pain, improve breathing, and even boost your confidence in social situations. Better sleep. Regular exercise, particularly resistance training like these leg exercises, often leads to improved sleep quality. Your body appreciates the physical work you've done and rewards you with deeper, more restorative rest. Better sleep means better recovery, which means you'll feel stronger and more energetic for your next exercise session. It's a positive cycle that builds on itself. Enhanced daily activities. The strength you build with these 3 exercises directly translates to easier daily activities. Getting up from low chairs becomes effortless. Climbing stairs feels less tiring. Walking on uneven surfaces feels more secure. Standing for longer periods becomes comfortable. Garden work or household chores feel less fatiguing. Increased independence. Perhaps most importantly, stronger legs mean greater independence. You're less likely to need assistance with daily activities, less likely to require mobility aids, and more likely to maintain the lifestyle you want as you age. This independence isn't just practical, it's psychological. Knowing that you can rely on your own body gives you confidence and peace of mind that extends into every area of your life. Nutrition strategies for optimal results. While exercise is the most important factor in building leg strength, strategic nutrition can significantly enhance your results. Pre-exercise nutrition. You don't need to eat a large meal before these exercises, but having some energy available can help you perform better. If you exercise first thing in the morning, a small piece of fruit or a few sips of juice can provide quick energy. If you exercise later in the day, make sure you're not hungry to the point of feeling weak, but also avoid exercising immediately after a large meal. Post-exercise recovery. Within 30 to 60 minutes after your leg exercises, try to have a balanced snack or meal that includes both protein and carbohydrates. This doesn't need to be complicated. A glass of milk and a banana, or some yogurt with berries, or a small sandwich all work well. The protein helps with muscle recovery and growth, while the carbohydrates help replenish the energy your muscles used during exercise. Anti-inflammatory foods. Regular exercise creates some inflammation in your muscles as part of the strengthening process, but chronic inflammation can interfere with recovery. Including anti-inflammatory foods in your diet can help. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Colorful fruits and vegetables, especially berries and leafy greens. Nuts and seeds, particularly walnuts and flax seeds. Herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic. Hydration for performance. Even mild dehydration can significantly impact muscle function and make your exercises feel more difficult than they should. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable, making it easy to become mildly dehydrated without realizing it. Aim to drink water throughout the day, not just during exercise. A good rule of thumb is to check your urine color. It should be pale yellow. Dark yellow indicates dehydration. Building a support system. One of the strongest predictors of long-term exercise success is having some form of support system. This doesn't mean you need to hire a trainer or join an expensive program. It just means you don't have to do this completely alone. Family involvement. Share your exercise goals with family members. Sometimes they can be your biggest cheerleaders, and their encouragement can be incredibly motivating on days when you don't feel like exercising. If you have a spouse or partner, consider exercising together. Having someone to be accountable to can significantly improve your consistency. If you have grandchildren, they might love to be your exercise coach, counting your repetitions or timing your wall sits. Kids have a wonderful ability to make exercise feel like play rather than work. Professional guidance. If your budget allows, consider a few sessions with a physical therapist or certified trainer who specializes in working with older adults. They can help you perfect your form, suggest modifications specific to your needs, and build your confidence. Many insurance plans cover physical therapy, especially if your doctor refers you for balance issues, general deconditioning, or fall prevention. Community resources. Many communities offer exercise programs specifically designed for older adults. While our 3 exercises can be done independently at home, participating in a group program can provide social interaction, professional guidance, and additional motivation. Look into programs at senior centers, community centers, libraries, or places of worship. Many offer low-cost or free options. Online support. There are many online communities focused on fitness for older adults. While you should be discerning about the advice you receive online, many people find motivation and support by connecting with others who have similar goals. Conclusion: your journey to stronger legs. As we reach the end of our time together today, I want you to understand that what you've learned isn't just information. It's transformation waiting to happen. The power of 3. These 3 exercises, the supported calf raise, the standing march, and the wall sit, may seem simple, but they address the most crucial aspects of leg strength for daily living. They're not random movements. They're specifically chosen to give you back the power, stability, and confidence your legs once had. The calf raise rebuilds the spring in your step and the circulation in your lower legs. The standing march restores your ability to lift your legs confidently with each step. The wall sit develops the enduring strength that lets you stand with comfort and dignity for as long as you need. Together, they form a complete system for rebuilding the foundation that supports everything you do. Your commitment matters. The fact that you've stayed with me through this entire presentation tells me something important about you. You're ready to take action. You understand that strong legs aren't a luxury. They're essential for the kind of life you want to live. Your legs have carried you through decades of life. They've taken you places you wanted to go, helped you accomplish goals, and supported you through countless daily activities. Now it's time to return the favor by giving them the attention and care they deserve. Starting tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you'll have a choice. You can approach your day the same way you did yesterday, or you can begin the process of reclaiming your leg strength. Start with just one set of each exercise. Focus on form rather than performance. Listen to your body and respect its current limitations while gently challenging it to improve. Remember, every repetition is a message to your muscles. I value you. I'm investing in you. We're going to get stronger together. The ripple effects. As your legs get stronger, you'll notice changes that extend far beyond the muscles themselves. You'll walk with more confidence. You'll feel more secure on stairs and uneven surfaces. You'll be willing to try activities you might have been avoiding. But perhaps most importantly, you'll prove to yourself that you have agency in your own aging process, that you don't have to accept decline as inevitable, that you can take action to improve your situation. Beyond the physical. Yes, these exercises will make your legs stronger. They'll improve your balance and coordination. They'll help you maintain the physical capabilities that independence requires. But they'll also remind you daily that you're worth the effort, that your quality of life matters, that you deserve to move through the world with strength, dignity, and confidence. Your support network. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Share your goals with people who care about you. Let them celebrate your victories with you. When you complete your first week of exercises, tell someone. When you notice everyday activities becoming easier, acknowledge those improvements. And remember that I'm here with you in spirit. Every time you do these exercises, you're part of a community of people who have decided that their strength and mobility are worth fighting for. A personal promise. I want to make you a promise. If you commit to these 3 exercises with consistency and patience, your future self will thank you. Not just in weeks or months, but in years to come. You'll thank yourself the first time you realize you've climbed a flight of stairs without gripping the handrail. You'll thank yourself when you can stand comfortably through your grandchild's entire school performance. You'll thank yourself every day when your legs feel like reliable partners rather than sources of concern. The journey continues. Your leg strength journey doesn't end with mastering these 3 exercises. It begins with them. As you get stronger and more confident, you might discover other activities you want to try. Maybe walking groups, dancing, gardening, or simply being more active during family gatherings. The strength you build will open doors to possibilities you might not even be considering right now. Final thoughts. Weak legs aren't a life sentence. They're a wake-up call. They're your body's way of asking for attention, care, and consistent challenge. The supported calf raise will restore the power in your lower legs. The standing march will rebuild your ability to lift your legs confidently. The wall sit will develop the enduring strength that supports you in everything you do. But most importantly, all 3 will remind you that you are not a passive participant in your own aging. You are an active agent in your own life, capable of strength, improvement, and vitality at any age. Start tomorrow. Start with imperfect form if you must, but start. Your legs are waiting for you. They've been patient, but they're ready to get stronger. Call to action. If these exercises resonated with you today, if you can see yourself making them part of your daily routine, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment with just the number 3. Let me know you're ready to commit to rebuilding your leg strength. Consider subscribing for more content designed specifically for your needs and goals. I create these videos because I believe deeply in your potential for strength and vitality, regardless of your age. And if you know someone else who might benefit from stronger legs, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, please share this with them. The gift of mobility and independence is one of the most generous things you can offer someone you care about. Remember, weak legs don't have to be permanent. Your strength is waiting for you to reclaim it. Your journey to stronger, more reliable legs begins now. I'm honored to be part of it.